Happy Tuesday morning, my dear students. I hope you're all having a wonderful time right now. We are going to continue reviewing our lessons on language arts. And first, let's talk about what we had yesterday, which was about count nouns and non count nouns. Let's just have a quick review about them, alright? By the way, you did so well on your task about creating your own table or like choosing the different non count nouns and then using is and are correctly. Good job on that. So, for count nouns, these are the nouns that can be counted. We can count them like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, and these count nouns, they have plural form wherein we have to add s or es. Sometimes we change y to ies. Sometimes we change f and fe to ves. Sometimes we change the whole spelling, like in the word child, in children. And sometimes we don't change the spelling at all, just like in the word dear, which the plural form is dear. And for count nouns, we also use the articles a and un. And we also use numbers to say or express how many nouns there are. Just like, for example, 6 bags, 16 students, right? And yeah, and numbers can be used before it. For example, an avocado, avocados, or there are some avocados. A house, many houses. There are many houses. A butterfly, butterflies. There are 6 butterflies. So those are different examples of count nouns because you can count them like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 butterflies. It's not 6 butterflies, but there are 8 butterflies. This one you can also count them if you have so much patience and time. There are a lot of avocados. You can simply say many avocados. Same with houses. These are all count nouns because we can count them and they have plural form. Let's move on to non-count nouns, or sometimes we can also call it uncount nouns or uncountable nouns. So these are the nouns that doesn't have plural form. They cannot be counted. And we can use some or much to express or by like to express how much like or how many, because for the count nouns we use the word many. For non-count nouns we don't use the word many, we say the word much. Like a lot of us usually make mistakes like, oh, I have many money, but we actually say, I have much money. I don't have much money. You can say that. We can also use measuring words like cups of, bottles of, pieces of, bowls of before the non-count noun if you want to express how much there are. For example, I had 2 cups of coffee this morning. There are 4 bottles of milk. There are 4 pieces of pizza. I have a bowl of cereal. So these are more examples. Bread, we can say some bread or much bread. Rice, some rice, much rice. Coffee, some coffee, much coffee. Love, some love or much love. And remember, these non-count nouns, they do not have plural form. We don't say breads. We don't say rices. We don't say coffees. And we don't say loves. All of these non-count nouns do not have plural form. I hope you guys remember that. And we can say in a sentence, there is much love or there is some love. If we will not use the measuring words cups of or bottles of, we use the linking verb is we always use the singular form. All right, so it always takes the singular form of a noun. We don't use are. We don't say there are much love, even though there are so much coffee. We don't say there are much coffee. Nope. We say there is much coffee or there is some coffee. Okay? And I also gave you a list of different non-count nouns yesterday, and if you want a review on that, you can always just use that picture. There were pasta. There's that word. Yes, I didn't include it here. But you guys made a good example on that from your task done yesterday. So for today, we are going to focus on reviewing common nouns and proper nouns. I guess some of you remember what common nouns are and what proper nouns are too. So to freshen up our memory or to try to remember what they are, that's the main focus of our review lesson for today. First one, let's talk about common nouns. Common noun, these are a word used for a noun. It's just simply the noun that we always use. It can be count noun or non-count noun. Common nouns do not begin with capital letter. Does not begin with capital letter. That's a very important information about common noun. They do not begin with common letter. And then let's read this one here. Unless it begins a sentence. So if it's at the beginning of a sentence, and if it's in the beginning of the sentence, that's the time we use capital letter for common noun. So let's read it again. The definition of common noun. Word used for a noun. So basically most of those nouns we use that does not begin with capital letter, they are all common nouns. They can be count noun or non-count noun. They can have plural form or maybe they don't have plural form. Does not begin with capital letter. Read it with me again. Ready? Go. Common noun. Word used for a noun. Can be count noun or non-count noun. Does not begin with capital letter unless it begins a sentence. So unless it's at the beginning of the sentence, then we don't need to use capital letter for common noun. Capital letters, for those students who probably forgot about it, they are the big letters in the alphabet. So in the alphabet, we can write letters either big letters or small letters. The big letters are called capital letters. So this is a homework done by Zarina, and these are all examples of count nouns. So she put in here singular nouns and the plural form. Let's read the example of common nouns. Place, places. Food, foods. For food, actually this word food is non-count noun, so we don't have to put s for the word food. We can just say food. Daughter, daughters. Pie, pies. Dress, dresses. Movie, movies. Earring, earrings. Book, books. So for earring, we usually write earrings as a one-word earring. These are earrings. They're pretty. I think Zarina's mom loves earring. I love earrings too. So here, they are all common nouns. Do they begin with capital letter? No, they don't. But they are all nouns. Some of them are non-count noun, like the word food, and most of them are count nouns, like the word place, daughter, dress, books, movie, because they have plural form. And here's an example. Another example, like in a sentence. So this is a poster made by Evan. In a sentence, we can say, this poster is very creative. This poster is very creative. It's very creative the way he made this poster. The common noun is the word poster. If you can see poster, does not begin with capital letter. It begins with a small letter P. But if we put the word poster at the beginning of the sentence, like in this sentence, let's read together. Posters are a good way to show our learnings. Posters are a good way to show our learnings. So here, even though it is a common noun, but it begins a sentence. It's at the beginning of the sentence. So we write the first letter as capital letter. Because remember, we always begin our sentences with capital letters. And we end it with a punctuation mark. It can either be question mark, full stop, exclamation mark, or question mark, right? So because of the reason that we always begin our sentence with capital letters, that's the time that common nouns can have capital letter at the beginning of it, like in this word posters. But if it's not at the beginning of the sentence, then we can just put it here, poster, with small letter P. Now let's move on to the next one. Proper noun. So now I think you have an idea what a proper noun is after talking about common nouns. Let's read some definition of proper noun. It's a name for a common noun. It's name or specific name for a common noun. It has no plural form. Because it's a name, so there's no plural form for it. Always begins with capital letter. So proper noun, even if it's not at the beginning of the sentence, even if it's in the middle or at the end, or if it's just a word, it's not in a sentence, it always begins with capital letter. So those are proper nouns. Let's read the definition again. Proper noun. Name for common noun. No plural form. Always begins with capital letter. To understand this definition even more, let's have some examples. So these are some examples I collected for proper nouns. I think you know all of these pictures, right? Now let's move on to the first one. What's this? Yes, it's our school. It's CIS. The proper noun is Changshu International School. Changshu International School. We do not write it like Changshu International School with small c, small I, small s. Nope, we don't write it like this. Even if it's just like that, even if it's not in a sentence, even if it's not in the beginning of the sentence, Changshu International School, it always has capital C, capital I, and capital S. Every word in that proper noun is capital letter, begins with capital letter. Every word in a proper noun begins with a capital letter. Always remember that. And what is the common noun for this proper noun? Because a while ago we mentioned that proper noun is a name or a specific name for a common noun. What's the common noun for Changshu International School? Right. The common noun for Changshu International School is school. The common noun is school. The proper noun is Changshu International School. Can you give another proper noun for the common noun school? Think about another proper noun for the word school. CISK, right? You know CISK? Changshu International School Kindergarten. There's another one too, where Abura and Arjahi came from. Yeah, UWC, United World Colleges. So that is also an example of a proper noun for the common noun school. Next one. Do you remember this story or this book? Yes, this is the book we read for Earth Day. So the proper noun is the title of the book, which is Earth Day, every day. If you can see, every word in this proper noun begins with a capital letter. Earth begins with capital E, day begins with capital D, every begins with capital E, same goes with the last word. It begins with capital letter D. Let's read the proper noun. Earth Day, every day. This is the title of the book. All titles of books, all titles of movies, they are all proper noun, and they all begin with capital letter. The common noun for Earth Day every day is book. Book. Now, can you see other proper nouns in this book cover? Yeah? I think it's here, but it's not so clear, but we did talk about it during Earth Day. It's Lisa Ballard. Lisa Ballard is a proper noun because it's the name of an author. The common noun is author. The proper noun is Lisa Ballard. If you can see, author begins with small letter A, and Lisa Ballard begins with capital L and capital B. Alright, so the proper noun, let's say that again. Proper noun is Lisa Ballard. Common noun is author. Can you see another proper noun? Yeah, it's right here, but I didn't include it here in the words on the PPT. This is Shao Xin. Shao Xin is proper noun, and the common noun for Shao Xin is illustrator, because Shao Xin is an illustrator. Now let's move on to next. Have you ever seen this phone? What do you think is the proper noun for this phone? Is this Apple? Is this Xiaomi? What are the other brands for phone? Oppo? It's Huawei, right? This proper noun is called Huawei. Even though on the cover of the phone, it's all capital letters, but when we write it in our writing activities or in paper, we just put H as capital letter and the rest is small letter. Huawei. That is the proper noun. And what's the common noun for Huawei? Right. The common noun for Huawei is phone. Proper noun is Huawei. Common noun is phone. The name of this phone is Huawei. And maybe it's not in here, but one of the proper nouns we can see in the phones, almost in all phones, is the app called WeChat. I think all of your parents have WeChat. Yeah, almost maybe everyone who has a phone in China has WeChat. Yep. And that also is an example of a proper noun. WeChat always begins with capital W because it's a proper noun. And the common noun for WeChat is app. Most people just call it APP, but it's actually called an app. If you want the longer word for that, it's called application. Or you can just say app. Like if I ask you, what's the most useful app in China? Maybe some people would say, oh, I think the most useful app in China is WeChat. App is common noun. WeChat is proper noun. Now let's move on to the next one. Oh, do you know him? I think we all know him. Who is he? Yes, it's Mr. Tao. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but yep, that's him. It's Mr. Tao. Tao Lun Hua. And he is our principal. So Mr. Tao can be the common noun, is the common noun for the word principal or for the word man. The common noun is principal or man. And the proper noun is Mr. Tao. And yeah, there's no more boxes. I was expecting there's another one. But here, how about this? It's China, right? The word China is a proper noun and it always begins with capital letter C. What is the common noun for the word China? Country. Country is a common noun, and the specific name or like an example proper noun for country is China. So let's talk about another proper noun and common noun. Which city do you live? Changshu, right. Changshu is a proper noun, that's why it starts with letter C. And its common noun is city. Its common noun is city. Now let's move on to the next one. Okay, I see a lot of proper nouns here. Can you see a lot of proper nouns here? Yeah. Can you mention some? I'll give you 10 seconds to say all proper nouns that you can see in this photo. 10 seconds, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that was a fast 10 seconds, but I see Alan, Andy, Beck, Mark, Abura, Lee, Joey, Smap, Frank, Jalu, Austin, Evan, I believe this is Edison, Arjahi, Zarina, Miss Annie, and Miss Danica. Wow, those are all proper nouns. A lot of them, right? But what day is this? Or what's are we celebrating for this? Yes, it's Christmas Day. Christmas Day is an example of a proper noun. And do you know the common noun for Christmas Day? Holiday, right? Maybe some of you knows this word. So holiday is the common noun for the word Christmas Day. Other holidays can be New Year's Day or Mother's Day or Chinese New Year's Day or Spring Festival. So all of those holidays, the name of those holidays, Dragon Boat Festival, they all begin with capital letter because they are all names of holidays. They are all proper nouns. We can also say IBPYP. IBPYP, if you can see, they all start with capital letters. It's an abbreviation of that acronym. And the proper noun, the common noun for IBPYP is the word class. Right. And if I say the common noun teacher, what proper noun can you see from this picture for the common noun teacher? Yep, Miss Annie and Miss Danica. So Miss Annie is a proper noun, Miss Danica is a proper noun, and the common noun for these two proper nouns are teachers. Now let's move on to the next one. Oh, I think you all know this. Shingbaka, right? In English, we call it Starbucks. Starbucks always begins with S. And the common noun for Starbucks is... What do you think is the common noun for Starbucks? Coffee or coffee shop. So, for example, where do you want to have some coffee? I'd like to have it in a coffee shop, and the name can be Starbucks, right? And let's go to Starbucks to have some coffee. Or which coffee do you like? I like coffee from Starbucks. Or you can just mention the name of the coffee, specific coffee you like. And then, yep, Starbucks is an example for that, and also other names of restaurants that you know, like Pizza Hut, Hai Di Lao. I hope yes, Hai Di Lao. And what else? I didn't really go out much back in Changshu, so that's all I know. Like shops like Miniso, yes, that's my favorite shop, and other shops. The name of those shops are all proper nouns. For milk tea, the brand of milk tea that I really like was Cocoa. I guess it's Cocoa. Yeah. And those are examples of proper nouns. Cocoa, Starbucks, Pizza Hut, McDonald's, KFC, Aeon Mall, even Dutch Shopping Mall, or In City, or Star Palace. They are all proper nouns. So many proper nouns around us. Now let's move on to the next one. I believe you all know this place. Does it look familiar to you? Yes, it's a map. What map? What's this map all about? It's Yushan. Yes, I included this place because I miss Yushan so much. So, and I believe that you all love Yushan too, and the lake next to it. So, Yushan is an example of a proper noun because it's the name of a mountain. So, the common noun for Yushan is mountain. And that's the proper noun. Yushan, it begins with Y. The common noun is mountain. What other proper noun can you see in this map? What other proper noun can you see in this map? Yeah, Shanghu. Here, I can't read Chinese, but I believe this one stands for Shanghu. And the common noun for Shanghu is lake. This is also another beautiful lake in Changshu. And here's another proper noun, but it's not complete. It's Changshu, right? I guess. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's Changshu characters for Changshu. So the proper nouns in this map is Yushan, Shanghu, and Changshu. The common nouns for those proper nouns are mountain, lake, and city. Yep, and that is the last one. Now here's gonna be the task, which is gonna be, it's super simple, guys. What you're gonna do, of course, first write your name and use proper nouns to complete the story. So here I made a very simple story, and all you have to do is think of proper nouns. Proper nouns, not common nouns, okay? Think of proper nouns to complete the story. Put the proper nouns here. First, you have to read it carefully to understand it a little bit. And to understand it even more, complete it using proper nouns. Now, I will read it first with you. On a blank morning, blank goes to the mall. Blank wants to buy blank and blank. In the afternoon, blank this is supposed to have wants to have a picnic with blank. I will edit this. I'm going to put one step. Maybe I should edit it now. Okay, I already edited it. In the afternoon, blank wants to have a picnic with blank. They play blank. They eat blank and blank. They clean after the picnic and then go to blank to watch a movie called blank. Finally, they have dinner at blank. What a fun day! So, that is our simple story about a fun day. And all you have to do is complete the story with your own proper nouns. You can use your name, your friend's name, the places where you want to go, things you want to eat, or food you want to eat, movie you want to watch. You can include that. Or even better, you can make your own story. Yeah, I like to give you guys a lot of options. So this is a pretty story that you can improve, make it even better with your proper nouns. Or you can answer this story and even make it even longer, make it better if you can. Okay? You have that option too. And I would love to hear or see your task done, that you put your own ideas in it, you improved it, and you made it even better than this. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I really hope to see you guys soon. I miss you and I love you all. Bye!